Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Campaign 2 of Dicefunctional with the Neighborhood Watch, where our intrepid idiots had just left off. They had just dealt with some pretty heavily bigoted lawful celestials by the name of Archons. These celestials were pretty strictly enforcing their own rules that they had to keep a member of their group into their in their group only. And to do so, they had to capture and rip out another Archon from the body of a humanoid that the party liked quite a bit, Suero. You all tried as much as you could to negotiate them down from harming Suero or keeping him forever and letting him keep the Archon that he was working with. But it did not seem like the Archon was ever going to be willing to let this other one go away. So you fought them, and you fought them very well, immediately putting the Warden Archon into a force cage and causing the rest of them to be feared, resulting in a fight that was fairly straightforward for you to handle, but still dangerous, as some of you nearly went down, and a few of you did go down.
Only one of us nearly died.
Only one of you. I apologize. But you still walked out with everybody still alive, and you escaped with Suero. But not before an individual with multiple wings sprouting out of their body prevented an environmental hazard from killing you all again, and said, "Good job. I'll talk with you in a bit. Go clean up." And that was where we left off. You don't know who the winged individual was, but you know that they were going to visit you back at your tower, which calls it multiple things into question, namely, how are they going to get into your tower? That should be warded. But we'll deal with that in a bit. So let me start the music real quick.
And due to past history with strange beings, the party had an immediate suspicion of the individual.
Not me. I trust her implicitly.
It's almost like I've trained you guys over 6 years of playing Dungeons and Dragons and TTRPGs with me to not inherently trust someone immediately. Weird.
I can't read.
It doesn't work for me.
Doesn't work.
I meet someone, they're a little funny, and I'm like, haha, I would die for you.
One of these times...
But when Biren shows up, you guys are like, nah, fuck this guy. He's too stupid to live.
No, the rest of these guys like him.
One of these times I'm gonna roll up a character that is the epitome of anime protagonist. Super powerful, but man, trust everyone with everything.
I would be willing, I'd be ready to strangle you. No, Sonic doesn't do that, actually. Goku does, and he's a fucking idiot.
It's a trope.
What about Luffy? Are you gonna be mad at Luffy?
Luffy also doesn't trust everybody.
That's true.
He just has a
He's
great
friendly,
name
but
for
he doesn't
character.
trust.
Yeah.
Goku's just an idiot.
He is.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So, using teleportation, you guys reappear back inside of the tower. All of you are in varying states, most of them bad. The Sword Archons really did a number on most of you, and I had to tune those things down a little bit because they were even more dangerous. But with all said and done, you have Suero with you.
Darius goes, hey, did we warn Suero about what his dad and sister look like? Out
No.
loud in front of Suero.
What are you talking about?
They were mega super dead.
And we
well,
revived
no,
them, but should we
the
just
only
show...
spell we had was reincarnate, so they don't look like themselves anymore.
Oh. Well, I suppose there are worse ways that could pan out. They are at least alive now. Still.
Yeah.
And
But it's just
my other
you-
siblings.
It's just you, your dad, and Dottie.
We only had 2 bodies. And bodies
There was
is
nothing-
a really generous term to begin with.
It was generous for Dottie. She was a pile of mush.
It's good you didn't see it.
Well, That's a shame. But unfortunately, they all decided to join the family, so they understood what would happen.
But they're at our
But
tower with us, so.
Yeah, they're here. But are you all right? Cause are you and the little guy okay? Doing okay?
Not sure if that's an
I am
exceptional
fine,
term.
and all of them, they are fine as well.
All
I love you calling it
okay.
little guy. It makes me think you're talking about like his newborn.
It is likely being that has lived longer than all of us combined and possesses immense innate power.
But
Calling
he's
it a
little.
little
Calling him little
guy
guy
might
is
be a little
funnier.
bit demeaning to it.
No, little guy's funnier. Keep it.
It's largely unconcerned with that. Like I said, they, all of them, they are okay.
We'll have
But-
to discuss that, but I think the lady's gonna come. So
Most likely. But first, I do believe cleaning up the blood and everything on us would be a good idea. She at least provided us the opportunity to clean ourselves. I would not say no.
But-
there's a
There's a
lovely
bathhouse in the basement.
bathhouse. Yeah.
Man, I need to fix those settings on that because for some reason my reverb is set to max on startup.
Mm.
Yeah,
Is-
for reference, if I ever accidentally turn it on, I would sound like this.
Whoa.
Don't do that
So-
again.
Anyway, I was going to jokingly be like, perhaps Fitz can show you where the bathhouse is.
That should be good. Fitz, go, lead the way.
All right. Bears is gonna watch them walk away and go, look at Gunny and go, "You're just trying to discontent you."
Mm-hmm. Look, jealousy's a great motivator.
Bears is just gonna shake her hand. This is good. Conniving old women.
I'd push it further, but at some point he will stab someone.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, this seemed like a harmless thing where he wouldn't try to attack someone.
Yet. We got
Listen,
time.
I would be more preoccupied with Fitz being bullied, but I'm decimating this fucking
Yeah, I would say.
mango
Yeah.
boba tea, and all that's left is little jellies and popping pearls, and I'm about to go crazy on them.
I think Jill
Visual
almost choked.
storytelling.
Alright.
Anyways, I'm gonna go get clean myself.
Yeah, good plan. I'm a little bloody myself.
I
I'm
am
blood-
too.
I've got some wounds that are still kind of bleeding. Need to patch them.
Yeah.
So short
rest,
rest.
everyone?
Definitely.
Love the idea of telling Suero about this like bathhouse. They're like, yeah, super nice, like super secluded. Go ahead. He gets in there, gets comfortable, and the door kicks open, and everyone else comes in. It's like, hey, gay.
Remember, this is
Hey.
like Roman bathhouse style, so there is no gender
Yeah.
separation.
No.
Hey, you need me to
Gang's
wash
all
your
here.
back for you?
Yes.
I can't set up an awkward moment for Fitz and then immediately storm in, alright? It doesn't work like that.
Also, I don't know what happened. I think my health is at 89 out of 90, which I don't think is correct from last time around.
I don't think you got hit a ton. You had your,
Yeah.
and you did
And
get.
you
I think
probably
Fizzy
got
did get
healed.
healed at the end.
The only person who didn't get healed was Granny because Granny still had pretty good health at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fizzy dropped a mass heal towards the end, so folks did get patched up quite well.
So I think
Okay.
it's probably more correct than you think.
What the
Okay.
fuck? How did I do that?
I gotta remember which of my fucking things resets on a short rest.
I'm tempted to keep rolling, but I managed to end exactly at 69, so good enough.
Do I
Good
just
enough.
roll a short rest or a long rest on the hit die thing?
Just short rest.
Short rest.
Okay.
And it'll
And
give you the
then-
option to roll the die.
Yeah, on the main scene, it will.
And then just hit it as many times as you want before you hit
It'll
the...
add the health automatically, so don't worry about the math.
Mhm.
I'm at 50% now.
Sorry, I kept clicking something and it fucked with me. So, about an hour will pass as you all will take the time to get yourself back into a better state. By the time somebody will finally arrive, it is approximately 6:50 in the afternoon. So, what were you guys doing after you bathed and patched yourselves up? Where did you go? No patty cake.
I assume we would gather so that we wouldn't be all like spread around when the
This is gonna be
celestial
such a weird, I mean not weird reference. I imagine that the center like room of the tower, I feel like we've like pulled a bunch of like ramshackle chairs together, kind of like Veilguard,
There it is.
the little room. I just think maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
Veilguard, you
mesh-
mean where you live in a tower?
Yeah.
We
Maybe.
probably kind of briefly talked through sort of the same thing that we did for the others. Like, okay, don't kill anyone, but these people are here.
Mhm. Yeah, enough time to get people like situated.
In time, as you guys get yourself situated and start kind of waiting and resting, there will be a rather brief, brilliant flash that appears from one of the upper rooms, and someone will come kind of walking out and looking around, and it is a androgynous figure of some sort with multiple wings sprouting out of them.
We really need better security.
We are literally in the process of it, but hey.
You have a teleportation circle. Why wouldn't I use
Oh,
it?
Shit,
You
yeah. I
know
forgot
it.
about
I learned it.
that. You know what? The worst things to have learned.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I am an agent of the deity you reached out to.
Oh, sick. Granny, that means she's an agent of your god.
Just to remind myself, it is Althea, correct?
Yeah.
Given the timing, that is the most probable assumption. However, we've reached out to several deities recently, so
I only reached out to 2, and Dee Dee doesn't have any agents.
Yes,
We
and
gotta
Althea
call
has
back.
no way of directly interfacing with this plane, not any longer. So, I am here.
Can I get an insight check on Granny?
Yes.
Hold on, let me open my character sheet back up because I closed it by accident.
It doesn't take a lot, but I want to see you do it.
Yeah. That's a 27.
Yeah.
probably.
She's basically awestruck. This is like the. She's literally talking to like an angel. It's just like really cool for her. Also, they're probably very pretty.
I mean, they're basically an angel.
So the individual that you're looking at is, yes, they would certainly be what is considered as very aesthetically pleasing. They are attractive, but they are very much androgynous in their way.
Hey,
Um,
she's pansexual.
I know. I'm just saying. They have what appears to be very little body hair on them, save for on their head and eyebrows. And it is instead like a short cropped like pixie cut that is kind of like swept upwards and like swept back a little bit.
So, hi. I didn't make her mad reaching out, right? It was kind of a Hail Mary.
No,
Oh,
it
thank
was a
God.
unique choice, but not something that they would find problem with.
Cool. Granny, I didn't piss off your god.
Thank God you didn't. Jeez.
Ain't
So,
it?
What the fuck, man?
what's the purpose of you visiting here then?
I am here to uphold our end of the bargain.
We should probably get Swear in here.
Through
It's-
redemption, the Archon that rebelled should be safer from the other Archons.
So we get Swearo in here because he's the one who made a deal with that Archon.
Yes, that would be for the best.
Do you have a
I think
name?
he's.
Rhea.
Rhea.
Oh, yeah.
Can you spell that? There's like 1,000 ways to.
RHEA.
Standard.
And see, I'll read that constantly as Rhea. Because fuck her, because she sucks. But Rhea Ripley.
I think it's the Greek god. Titan. Whatever.
I
she
think
is.
it's a Titan. Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably go get Swearo.
He's in a silk robe with his hair tied up. He's got cucumbers on his eyes. And
Relaxing.
Hey, Swearo,
Yes.
there's a
Oops.
godlike being, an Azada, who wants to speak to you in the Archon in your flesh.
Oh, did we told him about the deal, right?
he was there when.
Oh, he was in the
Making it.
background being tortured horribly.
Yeah, he probably heard.
I thought we would have caught him up on that, but like, well, in order to save both you and the little guy, we basically made a deal with Althea that your broken Archon could be less broken if they served under Althea instead. So,
Hmm. Well, in that
Was
case,
that
that does
a-
not necessarily involve me. Legion can
Right.
go speak with her. I will stay here, though.
you mean you could just attach it?
Yes, I absolutely can.
Huh. Not gonna question it.
Alright.
Kaz, imagine how cool you would be with one of those.
No.
No.
But must be horribly inconvenient going through airport security.
It just disconnects and flies around the metal detector.
So
That
what
would all work
happens?
better.
What happens when is it just like a floating cloud of blade shards now?
So they will start to detach from its body, and they are all. It's basically like broken chunks of metal. All in all, it probably would amass to about the size of maybe a grapefruit if they condense themselves into a ball. But instead, it's kind of just like this loose floating cloud that will kind of stream out of the room.
Okay. Away we go.
Not even the strangest thing we've seen here in the past week.
True. With all life so strange, this might as well happen.
You all will see that the kind of floating collection of metal will make its way to Rhea, and will it will kind of like stop in front of them, and it doesn't appear to say anything, though it does seem that a conversation is occurring between them in some way, shape, or form. It's unclear what is being said. Most of it seems to be maybe done through motion, or maybe some very quiet movements and sounds.
Dance.
Maybe. But it appears that they're just quietly conversing about what happens next. And it appears maybe some kind of an accord is struck and a deal is found, as the angel will make some kind of a hand movement, and the Archon will start flying back to Suero. It isn't entirely clear what just happened.
So is that it? Is it?
Yes. There isn't very much that needed to be done there. They've agreed to be redeemed and will fall under the umbrella of Althea, if ever questioned. It's a relatively simple process. They just needed to show that they wished to escape and become something different. They've already done that in their own way. Fighting was simply the cherry on top.
Well, that's good to hear.
Indeed. What?
I don't.
Is looking expectantly at Granny like, I'm sure you have questions of your own.
Oh. Well, she doesn't really. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I just never met someone under one of my gods before. Sorry. I'm a little. It's not every day a mortal gets to meet a someone like you.
There isn't anything extraordinary about someone like me.
Oh, I don't know about that. Why do you say that?
Angels can be created with very little work. And they will
Well,
become
good humans.
Well, it is different. Celestials, fiends, outsiders, things beyond mortal. They can be created on their own, and they will exist and seem somewhat like you. But they will never be you. They will never be mortal. Their personalities will be lacking. Their reasoning will be prone to failure. Most angels are, in reality, just mortals, from a long time ago. Souls repurposed and then put into new bodies. The same with fiends. Of all sorts.
Although even if they were once mortal, the longer they spend detached from their previous lives and their experiences there, the more they become detached from the mortals that they once were.
Oh, most, if not all, don't recall their past lives.
Do you?
No, not at all. Life anew as a celestial was my reward. And I gladly accepted it. But it meant moving on from my past. Much in the same way that life as a devil, or a fiend, or a demon, or what have you. That is the punishment for some of the worst men to exist. And it will take years, many years. Maybe eventually they could become something different. But who knows? But no, there is nothing unique about me. It's unique to see mortals who are so willing to make extraordinary decisions and rush headlong into dangerous situations. That is unique.
That's the neighborhood watch, baby.
Hmm.
Someone's got to do it, you know?
Hmm.
You'll find there are many who will go to extremes if they are pushed that far. It's simply that not many have the experiences and ability to actually survive.
Yes, but that is the extraordinary part. Being brave enough and strong enough to charge headlong into a dangerous situation, that's one thing. Plenty do it. Men trying to save their wives and family from animals that have begun to rampage or are starving. Plenty will try and charge in and stop what they can. But it's extraordinary to survive, to become something more, and to allow yourself to move past a simple lifestyle. Is it inherently a good thing? No. But it is extraordinary. And in a way, there is something mundane about an angel who has simply, at one point, lived a good life and became something new. There's something unique and interesting about a mortal that decides to do the right thing despite the dangers.
I have a question.
Yes.
If a fiend was split into multiple, what's the word? I'm trying to think. Well,
Fragments.
Soul shards.
Fragments, yeah. I mean, could they still change? And what kind of being would require for them to be split like that?
Well, the answer is anything can be split like that. Not immortal. Not most, at least. You all can't have your bodies, your essences, pulled to pieces in that way. That is destructive for you. If I was to take your soul and I was to try and split it into half, it would break, and you would cease to exist.
But is there any reason why they're still alive?
Well, for outsiders like myself, and like this hypothetical fiend, and other creatures, our souls are malleable, much more so. They are already processed, I suppose would be the best way of putting it. We've already been changed from one state into another. So now, when it comes down to it, we can be pulled apart, split into pieces. As for why one would do such a thing, well, I would only imagine they must have hated them very much. As it was occurring, to have one's soul split to pieces in that way, it will be agonizing. pain beyond anything you could ever imagine. A bit like being lit on fire. Except the fire has found a way to crawl into your body. It seized your muscles, your veins, your nerves. It feels like it's inside your very marrow. And then it worsens as you split into two, and now you feel both bodies and the fire that is inhabiting both of them. It gets worse and worse and worse until eventually you are no longer you, you are something else. Like I said, whoever or whatever would have done that would have hated them extraordinarily.
Hmm.
Most likely not a celestial. Well, most celestials.
It would be another fiend that would likely have done it.
Certainly possible. Or a fallen celestial of some sort. Though, I think one could count those on a few hands, perhaps. The reality is, if a celestial is so incensed against that of the lower planes, you just kill it. Destroy
Yeah,
it.
that was the one thing that doesn't make sense to me.
Whatever it was, they wanted to reduce them to less than what they were. It's embarrassing, more than anything.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Well, I got nothing else to ask, but thank you for answering.
Oh, it's not a problem. Are there any other questions?
I do not have any inquiries myself.
I don't think so.
Well, the guys that we killed, would they be coming back for us at some point as a problem?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's possible they
Yeah.
could, in theory.
Oh, okay.
With that said, many of the Archons will fail to see the logic in doing such a thing. You are no longer in their plane of existence, and you're back on the mortal plane, so why would they bother chasing after you? It's not worth the effort, not worth the time. They have problems to deal with of their own. Sure, they may not like you if you wind up showing up in their plane again, but that is different.
Well,
Or
don't
the
plan on
celestial
it.
Imagine being issued a restraining order by like an Archon. Like,
We kind of
If
Restraining
they see
order
you
from
coming around
the
here
plane
again.
of lawful good.
like,
Banned.
I mean, if anyone would do it, it would be lawful celestial.
True.
Now, there is one thing I did wish to at least pass along. Young lady, Miss Granny, as you're going by now.
Young lady? I haven't been
Yeah.
I haven't been a young lady for at least 30 years.
I haven't
don't
been a
look
young
a
lady
Day over
or a young
25.
man for I don't know how long.
I suppose I'm pretty young compared to an immortal, yeah. What's up? Trying to look cool.
You have done well.
That's the message.
Yes.
She's just like, I don't know. I'm trying to explain. I guess she seems like almost relieved. Like in a happy sense.
I'm doing good.
And doing good.
I got a good grade in class.
I got a good grade in cleric.
That is all I need to pass along.
Well, thank you, really. That's lovely to hear.
Oh, it is not a problem. I will go now. My deal with the Archon has been resolved. They will perhaps see some more trouble in their future, but nothing to the same degree. Oh well. Redemption is not an easy path.
True.
Really
If it was
is any-
easy, everyone would do it.
It's rarely is any path that is worth taking.
I will take my leave. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for help.
They will give a little bow, raising their hand upward, and they will vanish in a flash of light.
Wow.
Well, that went well,
Yes.
I think.
We've also learned it does not matter how much protection is put on the tower if someone knows the teleportation circle.
I don't think that'll be common though going forward, at least.
Yeah, I mean, that seemed like a unique circumstance. Celestial and all.
Yes. Who the fuck did Wilden piss off that bad?
I don't know.
Probably another fiend who wanted his throne. Or something. I don't know.
For sure, if it wasn't a celestial, I don't know what fiend would be so mad about it.
Well, we don't know what Reuben did when he was whole.
Yeah, I miss him.
Yeah.
It's okay, Cass.
Just gotta have some faith and trust and
It's been
You'll
what,
be all
2.5 days.
yeah.
He's an empty
You'll be
nester,
alright.
leave her be.
She sent her kid off to college. She's expecting a phone call.
Well, we still have to figure out what the fuck Claude left us, by the way.
Indeed. I'm not certain if it would be worthwhile going in our current state without resting a bit more.
Oh, for sure.
Could always take a peek at what is at the end of the map,
Yes.
just to get an idea of what we're walking into.
And perhaps we should start spreading a few rumors about Avec, as those things will take time.
So do you want to use the mirror to look at what's at the location of the map end?
Yeah, if we can.
I mean, we could always use it for a wide look, and then as we know what's in the picture, zoom in like we've done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like using Google Street View.
Yeah. We can hit the Street View button.
We're playing
Geolocator or whatever.
GeoGuessr.
GeoGuessr.
So, making your way to the Mirror of Omniscience, you begin looking at what should be at the end of the map that you're provided. And as you do so, you'll see first that the mirror is showing quite a few locations that are extremely misty. Foggy would almost be the proper term, as the point you're lacking a lot of vision past maybe 10 or so feet. And judging by what the actual floor of this area looks like, it looks to be heavily marshy. So unstable, wet, typically very muddy. And there are various shapes that you will see kind of lumbering through the fog in this area, most of which look to be fairly large. You'd estimate probably about 20 to 30 feet tall.
Jesus.
Oh, fine.
But as you continue going through and following along the map itself using the mirror, you will eventually find what looks to be an old ruin of some sort. It looks to be carved out of stone that was brought in from another location, if you were to guess, as it looks to be a nice white shiny marble, or what was a white shiny marble. But more importantly, you see that there are also what look like dragon head motifs on the stonework, and remains of gold that have been pried away and chipped off of the rock. And then further inside, you will find that there is a room. It is locked away under a very specific key that prevents it from being reopened by normal people. That is full of treasures, basically. You see a unique-looking sword, again with a dragon motif, but slightly different. The dragon's head is falling off ever so slightly, and the actual beast appears to be in anguish. Arrows are present inside the room, looking like they're made out of dragon's teeth and claws. But there is also books and spell scrolls in this room.
Interesting. Do you think we should ask your patron vets about the historical context of this place? If he would know anything.
Probably? Because that is certainly a very promising sort of ruin. So, okay.
Yes.
The mirror without issue is in the room with the treasure, right?
It is currently in the room with the treasure, yes.
Great. For once, I'm thinking about doing something stupid.
You're thinking about just going through.
I'm thinking about just going through.
Certainly not alone, you aren't.
Maybe
Could
take
I,
someone strong with you in case you need to break down the door.
Well, could I, borrow the bag of holding?
You want it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take the necklace of not breathing.
Well, I was thinking more so about, just sort of doing an arm sweep.
Oh,
Well, I
Just
mean,
getting his...
this room has been locked up for.
That's
for-
fair. It's probably quite stale and not breathable in there.
It might not be breathable. There might be poison traps. I don't know.
Yeah, just keep an eye on me. Watch my back as I go in and sort of
I
Put as
support
much
your
as I
decision,
can.
Fitz.
Hopefully you can teleport out, because
Yeah, fingers crossed.
this mirror seems to break some rules sometimes.
Hold on.
Before
Do
any
you
of the
happen-
others can hesitate him any longer, Darius is slowly shoving him towards the mirror. Just
you
do it.
have a means of currently detecting magical objects. That might be useful.
Hold on. Wait.
Wait.
Yeah, I can cast detect
Wait.
magic at will without
Wait.
spell slots. So. Alright, Fitz'll make a dumb choice and go through the mirror. Into
Yes,
the
good.
magic item room with the no breathing necklace in the bag of holding.
Indiana
Okay.
Jones it.
Indiana Jones it! Guys, if
Okay.
a big rock appears, Fitz is not fast.
If a big rock appears, fly!
Oh yeah!
Fitz is running. What do I do? Oh yeah, wait.
You have wings!
I forgot.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
It's like, how do I cross this spike pit?
I'll never get across. Wait a minute.
I don't have a whip for that conveniently placed log beam.
I need a whip.
By the way, when Fitz goes through, I want to change the mirror's focus to specifically Fitz.
Okay. You change the focus to specifically Fitz. Sorry.
Fix.
Fix.
That's Fitz's evil twin.
Fix.
No, that's what Fitz is reading. Fix.
Oh, you were going with a C. I was going with an
Uh-huh.
X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hold on.
I want you guys to know that on the side, Connor is doing IT work right now.
I am. I am. I'm trying to find a good USB card that would fit into your motherboard.
Ah, I
Yeah.
see.
You could use PC Picker.
That's probably
Or
what
we
I'm
could
gonna
put
wind up. I'm gonna use PC Picker, and we're gonna find one that would be compatible. Simple as that.
That's what I found sticks to buy once my income tax is returned.
So, you teleport into the treasure room, and as you do so, I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Charisma!
Charisma.
Oh boy, that's
Oh.
not good.
Oh goodness.
I mean, you should have a decent charisma at least.
No, I'm not.
Fitz has
I'm
a
not an
natural
intelligence-based warlock.
Alright.
Guys, I got an 8. I got 8 charisma. So
Well,
saving
I'll
throw,
be
you said?
prepared.
Saving throw.
Oh.
Well, guys, it's been nice.
Oh, it's a good.
18.
Wow.
So 17.
Not the worst I could have done.
You will feel something cold grip your chest, and you'll feel your limbs start to lock up and stiffen as you hear a voice enter into your mind and go, "What are you doing here? Why are you intruding?"
Well, we were
It's
given a map.
rude to not
Apologies.
look at me. And Fitz will teleport.
Well,
Goodbye!
you'll follow.
And
See ya!
the
Focus the
mirror
mirror.
follows. And Fitz, you feel
Yeah.
yourself pulled into a different room entirely.
Okay.
Let me read this.
And you see nothing in the room. It is empty. Old stone, worn away by the years, mildewed and moss covered. The room has begun to fill with fog ever so slightly, which is beginning to swirl around you. Why are you here?
Fitz, on instinct, is going to make himself smaller. So he's gonna sort of like kneel on the ground. like just like, you know, getting littler. Apologies, we were given a map that led to here.
Oh. Were you? And pray tell, why is that?
We need a way to, judging by what was in that room, we are searching for a way to subdue a rather large dragon. Not kill, just subdue. And from seeing the items in there, I thought that perhaps something here could help.
Oh, I see. Tell me then, who do you follow?
What god do you I don't, what's his full name? I know Muni, but I don't really want to like come in here with a nickname and be like, that's my bro, dude.
Like,
Saw it. It's Musianawa.
Musianawa.
Wow, 2 syllable.
My patron is the closest thing I follow. Musianawa.
Is that so? Tell me then, why do you feel you're welcome here?
It's a rather good question. I think on my part, it was less of thinking I was welcome and more of sort of blind thirst for knowledge. Which is a character flaw of mine. But I would hope that we would be welcome on the fact that what we are doing is trying to help people and to save people who don't deserve their fate at the hands of this sort of rogue dragon. It's for not entirely selfish reasons. There are some selfish reasons to it, but not entirely.
I think you misunderstood my question.
Apologies.
And you'll see that the fog in front of you begins to recolor and it starts to reform into something different. And instead, you're looking at a large skeletal form that still has scales covering it, with these wisps of brilliant white light kind of stemming from its body, as you're looking at a tremendous silver dragon skeleton, still having some flesh on its body.
Oh boy.
You do not follow my god. Why would I allow you in here?
Because...
Signal if you need help, blink twice.
You think Fitz is blinking right now? His eyes are so red, he hasn't blinked in 20 minutes. I cannot argue with the logic that I do not follow your god, but without the work we are doing, there may not be any followers of your god left.
and I don't follow any particular god. Of course, I'm my patron, but I don't. It's not. This is a problem that is bigger than that. It's bigger than individual gods and individual followers. This is a bigger issue. No offense, and I don't mean to sound disrespectful, but life or death. You understand? Hopefully, you probably do. Sorry.
Oh, I do. Do you?
I like to think I do.
And you will see he reels his head back and releases a gas at you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
What if I'm not breathing?
Are you wearing the amulet?
Yes!
Let's see.
And I want to stare him in the eye as I don't get affected by it.
So, the paralyzing
scared.
breath simply says that they need to be in the area. It does not say they need to breathe it in.
Okay.
So you will have to make a Constitution saving
Okay,
throw.
you got it. You got
It
it.
is it's basically like a neurotoxin.
Got it. Con save?
Con save.
Got it. I'm
At
scared.
At what point do we step in?
Don't worry about it.
Oh no.
I'm paralyzed as fuck, dog.
Jill. Hey,
Yeah.
Jill. You still have one use of the Celestine Chandler left.
That's true. Hey, I'm gonna try that again. I'm mad that I rolled better for charisma. That I have a fucking -1 for. That's
Oh.
better.
That's better.
better.
Excellent. You fail.
Fuck!
Oh no!
Oh, now I don't have any uses of my Celestine Chandler left. Fucking shit.
You are now paralyzed as you feel frost begin to build on the edges of your limbs and your body begins to stiffen. You are now in this downward position as you're trying to brace yourself and get back up as you lock and do not move. You all are seeing this, by the way.
Yeah. I was gonna say, seeing the gas go over Fitz, Granny is like, kerchief up, going through. Like, just on instinct.
Yeah.
Like,
This-
it's so instinct, she doesn't even realize she's doing it until she's through the mirror. She's like, gotta go.
Gotta blast.
Ignatius will follow shortly after, but he is casting protection from evil and good on himself. If this thing looks kind of skeletal, it doesn't work on dragons, but it does work on undead. So if this is an undead dragon, then maybe. And I will post that spell card.
Thank you.
And he'll also step through, but because that's an action, he'll give a bit of time for people to go. But he is planning on, if necessary, casting Lesser Restoration on Fitz to remove paralysis.
I have a question.
Yes.
With this paralysis stuff, how paralyzed is this? Is this like can't talk, can't like move
You
eyes?
cannot move. I will allow you to move your eyes and half talk. So like you can talk through your clenched jaws,
Right.
basically.
Okay.
That's also because I didn't heal up fully. Utilize the shifter feature to get some temporary hit points.
I think Fitz, even through being paralyzed, is still like laying there like, I don't mean any disrespect. I truly don't. Like, apologies for intruding. I just desperately trying to like keep it to talking, not to violence.
Yeah, Granny's she's got her gun out, but it's like pointed it's like at her side, like pointed down. Or rather, I guess no, it would yeah. Anyway, and she just kind of like stands in a little bit in front of Fitz and is like, "We were talking."
Mm-hmm.
And that's my friend that you are attacking.
And this is my home. You're intruding.
And we're very sorry about that, but I think your reaction was a little extreme. What's your name? Does Connor have a name?
Roll persuasion.
Roll persuasion.
Oh, thank God it's the
What
charisma
if-
character.
What if there was advantage because Fitz is being a really cute little guy, just laying there like, ooh, I'm so paralyzed. Ooh, God, I'm so polite. Ooh, I'm so kind.
I don't think I'm gonna go advantage. Damn it. I have charisma, but
Yeah.
I don't got the charisma rolls.
How about, hey, what if there was advantage because Fitz has been extremely polite and truthful? Have you considered that?
I will at least offer you that courtesy then. My name is Ninduth.
So everyone's waiting for
No.
Connor to type it in.
Tell me why. I shouldn't kill you.
Because we're not trying to kill you. We're not trying to deface your property.
We have to deal with this other dragon regardless of the outcome here. However, if we must resort to killing, or attempting to kill, it will only increase this cycle of violence.
I don't think he cares about the cycle of violence. I'm gonna be
Darius in the
Dragon.
earpiece is going to say very quietly, "Y'all are very ambitious to even mention the word killing and fighting this guy. Bravo, don't."
No, we're not. No. I'm not gonna try to like.
This
Yeah.
Basically, just like, look, we're not here to fight you. We're here for one thing in particular, and we honestly we didn't know that this was your property. We didn't know this was still inhabited, and for that we are very sorry. But maybe perhaps we could strike a deal or a trade for the one item we need, because we have some sway. Not on us. You can't just kill us for it.
I have a better idea.
Uh-huh.
Live and leave. Or stay and die.
We'll take the leave option for now, yeah.
That is as much gracious behavior you will get from me.
And we thank you for it. Thank you kindly. Let's go. Just give us a minute. We need to do a teleportation circle.
Fitz is just like,
No,
I'll-
Fitz is Fitz is fucking paralyzed, dog.
I'll cast
when I
Lesser
say when I'm like
Restoration.
let's
that.
go, she's like grabbing him and like
Yeah. I'll cast Lesser Restoration so that Fitz can start teleporting.
As Fitz is starting to do his teleportation, he's still gonna be talking to the dragon because Fitz is nothing if not optimistic about striking up a friendship with everyone he meets. As he's doing it, he's gonna be like, "You're skeletal. I can tell this. Did someone make you that way, or is that just how you were created?"
do you ask your would-be murderers their hobbies? Is this a habit of yours?
Technically,
be
that would not
quite
be the first
honest.
time.
As he's still doing the thing, I'll be quite honest. I've managed to befriend quite a few people who've tried to kill us in the past. Bit of a hobby of mine. I like to think I'm quite polite.
You mortals are a foolish sort.
Again, not the first time I've been told that.
Actually, probably the second time today.
I You are extraordinary. Just visually, at least. Sorry, I'm just quite impressed. It would make sense I'd be impressed because you're, tremendous and fantastic and, you have a wonderful home. Oh, boy. It's just rambling while doing his fucking teleportation circle. Sorry.
That should be long enough for your spell to go.
Yeah, alright,
Be
well,
gone.
this has been extremely awkward. Goodbye. Damn.
And you will teleport away?
Man.
Oh. Well, that was a bust, but we didn't die, so...
I think we were quite close to a breakthrough there. I think that...
Guys, I think if we do it again, he'll
think
be
that
our friend this
perhaps-
time.
Well, there was certainly a good chance of something breaking before long.
With a bit more time, I think that we could have quite a lovely discussion. If perhaps I wore a
It's-
gas mask or perhaps some sort of anti-magic, some sort of
Hey, Fitz. You learned his name, right?
that Granny asked the question. Yes, I was a little bit too stunned.
Yeah, he
To
said his
us.
name was Ninduth.
Dooth.
So I have two recommendations. One,
Mhm.
somebody should bleed on the book and see if it knows anything about him.
Mhm.
Two, you might want to call Muni and figure out how to get back in the good graces of a deceased dragon.
Yes, how about we start with number 2 first, as remember, this book only has information that previous people who bled on it have. Which,
So if he's an undead dragon, there's a really good chance that he was known a while ago.
You know what? These two things can be done simultaneously. Reading on the book and talking to Muni, I mean. If we'd like to.
You know I always like bleeding on that thing.
So,
Hmm.
as this conversation is going on, Kaz and Hadrian will return to the room with the mirror, and they are both there. Kaz has clearly brought Hadrian with her, and Hadrian is looking around, going, "What exactly was going on?"
Fitz got paralyzed by a dragon in the mirror.
It was fine. I was talking to him. It was fine. We were getting somewhere.
You're trying to make an emotional breakthrough with the dragon.
an
Yes,
undead one
I
at
like to
that.
think I was quite close.
You know, Fitz.
I think he was coming around. I think if we just had a few more minutes, perhaps, I think that a good talking to could have won the day with this one.
Hey Connor, can I roll an insight check from watching that conversation with the dragon?
Was there a
Sure.
good talking to be had? Would conversation have won the day with that one?
Yeah, that's a natural 20.
What?
Nah, bro.
Come on!
Nah.
One of these days, we're gonna get a situation where talking can win. Okay, and I'm gonna be on
Can't
top
work
of
in
it
many
that day.
cases, buddy.
It literally hasn't the last like 75 times we've tried it, and I'm tired of this. I want to talk to people.
Because a lot of things have had a very strong reason to want to kill us in the past 75 times.
Darius behind Fitz is going,
There are some things that do not wish to talk, and there are some things that do not wish to become your friend.
I've had a pretty good track record, I like to think. Just... I don't... Until proven otherwise, I don't believe that everyone we meet is inherently evil. I think that there's good in everyone, and I should try to find it at least a little bit.
And you know what? That is completely fair.
Thank you.
But also, that was a dragon.
Yes. My patron is also a dragon.
It was also a dragon that is of a color that historically suggests evil and might have possibly been previously felled by mortals.
Oh, he was silver, not white. I will correct you on that. He was silver.
Which is why I asked if he had been killed or if he was just like that. If he had been killed, I would have offered some sort of reparations, perhaps, of the mortals who killed him. And it... I truly think that if you just talk to someone enough, it will work out. Now with the Archons, perhaps not. They were a bit thick, if you will. Stuck in their ways, perhaps.
They're, constructed beings, so...
Yeah.
I'll give you this. I think we could talk to him and get access to what we need. I think we need to do a little bit more research before we attempt it again.
That's fair, that's fair.
And perhaps when talking is the approach in the future, we do it from the front entrance and not from in the middle of its lair.
To be fair.
This is true.
To be fair,
I don't think...
To be fair. We didn't know there was a living dragon watching it.
Yeah. I don't think I would teleport into someone's living room and try to have a conversation with them. I think that perhaps it would be like a stop screaming, it's just me. I'm, that sort of...
Well, I don't know.
when they break
Stop
into my
screaming.
house.
Which also means perhaps if we do attempt the talking approach again with more information, Darius should lead the conversation as having not been seen by this dragon.
And I've started to build a rapport.
I don't think that's a good idea.
There's
Stop
rapport,
it, you-
but I don't think it's the rapport you want.
For two
But I was
reasons.
very polite. I was
That's
quite
true.
kind.
Can I support Fitz some in this?
Please do.
Fitz can speak Draconic, I cannot, and that immediately puts him at a better advantage with speaking with the dragon than I do.
Can I speak Draconic?
I'm pretty sure you can.
I think so.
That's a great. That's a great. That would be great. No.
No?
You can't speak. Your patron's a dragon and you can't speak Draconic?
It wasn't
No,
always
absolutely
a dragon.
Yeah, I wasn't. I didn't come out of the womb with a dragon patron. What do you mean? I speak Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Sylvan. That's it. That's it.
I didn't come out of the pussy playing dragon.
At age 5, I was born with a dragon patron.
How many more game theory references can we get?
Game
in a
theory?
Game
Incorrect.
grumps. Game grumps references can we get into this little short period of time?
Play both sides.
Darius is gonna look at Fitz and very quietly say, I'm trying to support you here because I don't want to talk to the big scary dragon, and I think it's smarter for the person with the big scary dragon patron to talk to the big scary dragon. Would
No,
be better
I
defend-
still believe, even if I can't speak Draconic, Fitz saying this at full volume, not really getting the, like, we're whispering part. No, I believe that even if I can't speak Draconic, I'd like to speak to the dragon again. Again, I was building a rapport. We were getting somewhere.
You
I
didn't
will
piss
say
him
this
off
with all
more
the
than-
love in my heart, you were not getting somewhere. But I feel like you could still.
I feel like you were on my side, then you weren't on my side, and now you're back on my side. What's the truth?
It's called a compliment sandwich.
I will say,
Well,
you didn't make it worse, which means there's hope. But he was already super pissed off, and that's not the time that it was not going well.
yes, and
But-
I don't think simply delivering a bouquet at its doorstep will fix.
But I think we
That.
can do more research, and you can talk to your patron, and you can try again a little bit later, and kind of start, from the ground up. Maybe.
There. Fitz will start mumbling to himself, like, not a bouquet, but perhaps something to trade, perhaps like an offering or something.
Something to trade would be a good. We just need to
That
make sure
actually is
that
pretty
he
good.
wants to trade and not just kill us for the object. Which means we might need to be like, we've buried it here, and if you kill us, you'll never know.
I
gotta
mean,
keep
historical
flowers.
context would help.
Held your hand.
Hold your hand.
And the dragon is the Miley Cyrus song. I can buy myself flowers. I can hold my own hand. Damn.
Hey, Fitz. Before you go talk to the dragon again, beyond the research, maybe I should give you some tips on how to talk to people.
Wow, what a startling
Quite good at
reversal
talking to
this is.
people. I'm good at this. I like to talk to people, and I'm good at it
He
sometimes.
does have a track
Okay.
record.
He does. Let me change how I worded that then.
Yes.
To be more persuasive with your words.
The truth should be persuasive enough. Being truthful, there shouldn't have to be a persuasiveness to it. You find the truth, and the truth is correct.
Paris is looking at
Unfortunately-
Granny and Kaz for this one because she needs backup.
This is not a academic argument or a debate. This is asking for someone to not kill you.
And while
Thanks, Adrian.
we agree that it should be that way, in the vast majority of cases, it is not.
Yeah,
Well-
we're gonna be trying to make emotional arguments, and those are not logical or beholden to the truth.
Everything is logical and beholden to the truth. Because if you were to kill me, the cons outweigh the pros. There would be no one to help stop the vampire or subdue the dragon. If we were to die, it wouldn't make sense to kill us because then there would be more bloodshed in the end.
But
It doesn't make sense. Why
the
wouldn't
dragon
the
does
truth?
not care. It is there for a reason, and is staying there for a reason, which means he does not care about what happens to a bunch of people.
But why not? Because wait.
Fitz, can I tell you something super important right now? That's not meant to be mean.
Perhaps.
You are a being of logic. There is no doubt in my mind on that. It is something we both share intrinsically. This dragon is not going to think on logic because it is emotionally protecting this place and what it seems as precious to its patron and itself and its god. A logical argument's not going to work on an emotional person.
Yes, and
Emotional
speaking of
dragon.
which, we should probably find out who it follows as well.
I mean, quite
It is
likely
not a
that
slight
it's-
against the logic, it's not a slight against honesty. I'm with you on the fact that the truth should work. But I don't think it's going to just at face value.
Fitz's face is just like endlessly confused.
Just
Let's
There,
put
there.
it,
We'll
sound
talk about
person.
this later.
let's put it this way with an example. Let's say that you are talking with someone about recent property tax changes, but this individual does not own any property in your area. These changes do not affect it. No matter how truthful your argument may be, you're never going to convince them to act anything upon these changes because it does not concern them. Extrapolate this. Nothing that we say right now can foreseeably concern this dragon, so we must find something that does concern it, and then you will have a chance to convince it.
Trying not to talk in circles because that.
How about this? We can continue this discussion once we've had a chance to do research and you've had a chance to talk to Muni. Let's revisit. Because neither side is going to back down from its thoughts right now.
Not a
And I say this with all the love in my heart. Fitz, you're a stubborn bastard. So we need more proof in order to have this conversation.
Fine. Fine. Yep. Alright. Yep. Come back with notes.
Exactly.
Fitz literally pulls out his like little mini notebook and starts writing down his thoughts about like the conversation that was just had and how like what he thinks is right, and then writing down your guys' arguments and be like wrong. Here's why this is wrong.
As Granny leaves the room, she just pats him on the head, like musses his hair.
Having had to rescue Fitz from a quite unhappy dragon,
He had it in the
Take-
bag, guys.
we will take our break there and we'll be back in just a bit.
See you in a bit.
So Fitz now rescued and Hadrian now irritated. You have now found what exactly that goes back to. A huge stash of potentially very nice things. So,
And a strong dragon motif.
and a very strong dragon motif. So, what would you guys like to do?
Research.
Yes, time to talk to Mooney.
Okay, what would you like to do first then, I should say? And actually, where would you like to do the research in particular?
Let's
Probably
start-
the book first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who wants to take the turn with the book first and foremost? Okay.
Alright.
Deus is already
much?
bleeding.
How-
Oh, let's just do a solid 50.
A
We're
solid
resting after this.
50.
Deus is bloodied, of course, but you know, that's science.
That's a solid 50 from an unsolid Dares.
Okay. Dropping 50 hit points into the book, you will find that the book begins to write out information and then it kind of stops itself a bit and kind of corrects itself almost. And you'll see that it does not write anything about that dragon in particular. What it will write about instead is a dragon cult that existed in the area. Pre-schism, before the time of the Sundering, when the gods ceased to exist on this mortal coil. Excuse me, I apologize. That was terribly nasty. The god of metallic dragons, Birsokoi the Shining, had and led a dragon cult here on Ekes. That was located in what is now known as the Brumsrev swamp, or the Brumsrev as it is known. So this purple area right here. At the time of, according to the book, Brumsrev was not a swamp. It was a rather hospitable location where people were able to live, and were able to live with no real issues. And then Birsokoi wanted to make absolutely sure that his people would not be harmed. So he called the fog and the mist into the valley of the Brumsrev, and then it became what you know it as today. The metallic dragon cult was not a bad one. They were not hostile. They were simply a bit picky about who they helped and who they did not. Individuals associated with them gladly got their help. With no question, no qualms, they assisted. Past that point, though, not so much. They weren't as willing to assist other individuals outside of their circle. Once you went past that, or were a follower of a different god, they stopped caring very quickly. Which meant that to everybody else, there was something of jealousy. And then the schism happened. History begins to fall apart at that point, and the exact answer as to what happened to them is lost to time and the fogs of the Brumsrev. But that is who was there. But they don't know about that dragon in particular.
In other words, us saying Muni was Fitz's patron kind of made him think even more and get fucked. From my
Sadly,
understanding.
yes,
But-
it probably did.
But also, it's a dragon.
It's a dragon, and also it's not like following a god. Like he's just a.
Well,
warlock.
remember the metallic and color dragons do view themselves as gods.
I know that, but I'm saying
Yeah.
like Fitz isn't like.
It's not like you came in there and was like, I follow Althea.
I am a worshiper of this. It's like Fitz is pretty.
He's tangentially related. I don't know, maybe that
Yeah.
softened it a little bit, but still an
I don't-
outsider.
Fitz is gonna walk and be like, I'm kind of looking for a new god to sort of like worship. Do you guys know anybody?
And then you roll deception, like, oh god, why?
And they're like, you're really bad at lying. Fitz is like, I know it's really hard. It's hard.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Okay. So we know about the cult, and we can see if Muni knows any more about that whole situation and or about undead dragons?
Yeah,
Or
this one in
Dragon
particular.
you could stab yourself again.
Not Darius.
No, Darius wouldn't even volunteer this time.
I can.
She would if I healed her up.
No.
No,
I have 80
Darius said it
HP. I
once.
can give some. I can give like, I don't know, 40 HP to see what kind of like creature type it would have been, like a undead dragon with dragon lich.
Yeah, and
Whatever.
honestly, if it influences anyone, I do have 70 points of lay in hands that I can use.
So does anybody else wish to stab themselves and ask a book a question?
I already said 40 HP.
Oh,
about
40? Okay.
undead dragon stuff.
So the book will begin answering the question, but the answer is ultimately it's not necessarily a dragon specific thing. It is simply a difference in how liches are formed. There is the arcane lich, which is a lich that is rooting themselves to magic in its entirety. There's a traditional lich who uses necromantic magic and souls. there is a psychic lich, which is a very odd esoteric form where they are rooting themselves into the belief that they will not die. Basically, they will themselves into just straight up not dying. They refuse. And the third is what is not actually called a lich, it's called a walking saint. Through the actions of a deity, normally, a god or whomever takes an individual and says, you are going to live forever, or until we no longer need you to live. And they are bestowed with energy that keeps them alive and typically results in their body looking either desiccated or decomposed, and they will live forever. While it's possible that this could be a lich, if this was a dragon that worked with Birsokoi in his cult directly, while he maybe could be one of the other kinds, there's a fair possibility that Birsokoi just said, you stay here, you're gonna live forever. And that's it.
Setting.
That sucks.
Well, it's also something that typically the saint in question is okay with. They have agreed to this decision.
Still sucks though.
I would say yes.
it's a bit of a
Living
bummer.
forever in my mind sounds like hell.
It's not only that, like, you're living forever, your body isn't keeping up, like, it's magically keeping up, but, like, you're decaying a bit. And also, the cult you were protecting is no longer here?
Look,
so it's
there-
very lonely.
There are plenty of aspects of the world building that I put into this world that are intentionally not great.
Oh, I know. Like,
It is
it's at the time
very
it
on
probably
purpose.
seemed great, but like when you have nothing to protect except for this stash, it becomes very depressing. I wonder if that is an emotional route we could potentially take with this guy, because, like, as I said, he's probably quite lonely. Like, his duty and his god's will is literally the only reason he's still around. It kind of has to suck. This this temple that he's guarding is literally all he has left.
Or if we're able to find any people who might still follow.
We
And
have to
reconnect them.
revive your Soy's cult.
All right, guys, we've figured out our goal: revive a dragon cult.
Then he's happy
first,
and we can just take it as a reward.
I mean, we'd first want to see if there's still followers that exist of the dragon, and
If
they're
not,
like,
we
hey, did you know that there's this organization of like-minded
Oh,
individuals?
Connor.
The gang creates an MLM.
What's
Hey,
up,
Connor.
guys?
Yeah.
Refresh my mind. So, all dragons of this world come from 3 original dragons, correct? Muni and his siblings.
Yes. Kind of.
Where does this guy fall in line under?
A silver dragon?
Yeah.
A Birsokoi. He comes
said
from the... He
Metallic.
likely is a descendant of the metallic dragon god. The calling Birsokoi, Muzianawa, and Zivara gods is kind of an odd situation, but they're the closest thing to it in their case. They are the first descendants, or the first dragons. So, yes, you can very quickly trace a lineage with a dragon right back to one of them. So he likely is a follower of Birsokoi.
So the cracked brass dragon is from a
Kaustak.
different person?
No, Kaustak is also from Birsokoi.
So they're distant relatives?
Or not. so
Likely
distant.
in some way. I will tell you right now. Actually, who was it that saw who encountered cracked brass Kaustak when trying to save Adam?
That would
I know
be Fitz?
Fizzy was one of them, and Fitz.
And
Mhm.
Ignatius was there because he used command and beliefs to kind of...
Yeah, the rest of us were
Assets.
looking through the mirror, but they were.
So in that case, Fitz, I'll give you this for free. You know this is definitely not someone who is on the same level as Crack Brass Kazathak. Just because he was nowhere near large enough. It's not possible. Simple as that.
Yes.
Like in its terms of a family tree, it would be like big boy dragon, cracked brass, and then somewhere down here is like where the silver dragon. Which I
Yeah,
don't
you don't know how far he goes,
like-
but he definitely is still part of that lineage.
A distant cousin 7 times removed.
It might behoove us to keep that in mind when we do these discussions. That they are of the same lineage. And that the one we're trying to imprison is his elder.
My thing is, I don't think he'll care.
Yeah, we're putting him in timeout.
Like, we're not trying to kill him, and also, like, they don't seem, like, close, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it, you know, he's got other things to worry about. Jesus.
To be
Sorry.
fair, a lot of families have distant relatives who they wouldn't really mind that person being like sent into a next dimensional space for a while.
It would probably be somewhat similar to not caring about your like second cousin thrice removed going to jail. Like, he's a stranger. Like, whatever.
So you have that detail. You have the information of probably what he's following, probably who is making him a walking saint, and why he probably wasn't too cool with Fitz appearing suddenly. So you've got some ideas now. Anything else you're curious about?
The book would not be able to help us find any current followers.
No. Its information would be way too old.
I do think we need a plan B. In case this goes not the way we want to. And unfortunately, I think our plan B is our master criminal.
Wake up.
Wake up,
a little VTuber.
Hey, Cody, could you clip that so that we could get Jolly to edit that down and just zoom in on her VTuber?
And let me see, where's the clip?
You just said criminals, like, okay.
Also, if that does happen, I could use non-detections that way. She won't trip any magical alarms or other such sensors.
I just think it would be best if this goes badly, we have Kaz in the back pocket ready to go nab what we can.
You want me to steal from a dragon?
If necessary.
That is certainly
Oh,
a
you don't wanna?
bold. It would be the boldest thing you've ever done.
I don't know, like, am I stealthy enough for that?
Absolutely.
I think the
Yes.
stealth is less the problem and more he seems to have some magic sensors probably, but once we
and
figure
also,
that out.
I feel like dragons are probably pretty territorial about what they consider their hoards. So I feel like if you stole something, you'd probably have to go on the run
I mean,
for the forever.
on the lesser scale on dragons and their protectiveness, watch what happens if you try to take a book away from Fitz.
I could still steal it and he wouldn't notice.
Yes,
Oh,
but again,
wait, me?
I'd need to use non-detections that way. If there are magical senses, it would not know.
I would very much notice if you stole a book from me.
You didn't notice when I brought Hadrian over.
I was a little bit busy at the moment. Thank you. I was a little preoccupied.
That's the only reason.
Being paralyzed is, you know.
Yes. We should
But-
definitely consult another dragon on this, though.
Yeah, I think it's time to see if Muni has any advice.
You want to talk to your dad?
You are my
See.
dad.
If you say that, Fitz is just gonna call his dad. Be like,
Yeah, man.
hey, Dad, what's going on?
Boogie, boogie, boogie.
Did you know that Fitz was paralyzed by an undead dragon?
Hangs up the phone. Don't say that.
Someone would probably say that if he did call your actual dad instead of calling Mooney. Because
Yeah.
it's like,
Kaz.
you're just delaying.
Because Kaz needs revenge against Fitz for everything he's done to her.
This is how it's
Yeah.
done.
I'll kill you.
Is that
You'll
a
kill
challenge?
me. Actually, no, I retract that. You'll kill me.
Actually, the thing is also, doesn't his dad have sending, so we'd immediately get a message back like, wait, what was that?
Elaborate now. No, I don't think I will. I fear I've said something wrong. I don't really know how Fitz, I guess, would. Is it just like a, hey, what's going on? You know, like,
I
is
don't
it like,
know.
I don't
How
have
would
any
you? How would you
spells?
like to try?
I don't know. It used to be just talk to the sword, but now it's not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you contact him in the hot spring?
That was not on purpose. That sort of happened to him.
You could always go back to the hot spring. I'm just saying.
No, I don't think it's a thing where my patron can only talk to me when I'm naked. I don't think that's a thing, but it's good try.
Well, again, let me start with a few things. We have the mirror. We have commune. We have people who can do a sending spell and ask how you can contact.
I love all of those. I love them so much. However, I think Fitz is just gonna like close his eyes and out loud be like, Muni, I'm not really sure how to do this anymore. Is there a way we could have a sort of a call with everyone? We'd
Your
love to
call
talk
is
to you.
being monitored for customer
This call.
satisfaction.
We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dial.
No.
Your allotted time is up. Please insert 25 cents to continue.
Okay, that's too old for most of the people here.
No. I've had to use payphones before.
Bro, I used to go downtown with friends in middle school, and the way I would have to call my mom to go home is they had a big
A
they had like a big square of payphones, so I would be given
Right.
pointers to call my mom.
Right beside the courthouse,
Yeah.
specifically.
I gotta let you know, you two,
Yeah.
that is specific to West Virginia because the most I recall of a payphone was the one that got ripped out of a wall in the high school that I would walk to see my dad and get a ride
Huh.
home.
There's still payphones in one of the high schools that I subbed at.
Our high school used to have
Yeah.
payphones. They got rid of them
Yeah.
eventually when cell phones. Like by the time I got there, I think it was. No, it was still there when I was like a freshman, but I don't think it's there anymore.
I've had to use them. Believe it or not, underdeveloped inner city parts of Chicago still have a bunch of payphones.
Not surprising.
I mean,
Uh,
I think
but-
Rayshon should still be allowed, but anyway.
But
tangent.
Fitz, you attempt to just speak aloud to Musianawa. No luck.
Dang it. Ah, dang it.
My
You do
second
need to get-
choice. Fitz, if you will allow me. To call him.
I did. It's a free country. Do what you want.
It's my last rush in camp before we long rest again. I will use sending to send Muni a message that says, "Hey, can we talk?" I don't have another sending, but we have questions.
I was sleeping.
Oh,
Oh, Q, wake up! Wake up, Papa! Papa, wake up! Papa! You are like Papa!
God, he's
Wait.
snorting.
Wait. I have an idea. I have an idea.
We can just call him in the morning, guys.
No. We don't know how long he sleeps.
He sleep for a long time.
Fitz, do you trust me?
Of course.
Cool. I'm gonna knock you out with a dream spell.
Oh, okay. Well, can I lay down first? I'd like to not hit the ground.
Yeah, I mean, this is a ritual spell, and I don't have any Russian cants, and it takes a
Alright.
minute anyway, so you've got like 10
Really-
minutes to get
I
comfortable.
really thought you were about to like just hit me with it, and I was gonna hit the ground. And
No,
my head was
you've got
gonna
like
hit the stone.
you've got like a solid 10 minutes to get comfy.
I can make it
Alright.
easier.
Back off. Back off. Fitz holds out frog like a weapon. Back off. Big on. Yeah, get her. Get her, frog.
Imagine the pressure if I cast commandment for sleep, so every few seconds that you didn't sleep, you took damage.
That would be mean.
Frog is not
Doing his little,
scary.
like, war
It would be,
dance.
and there would be so much pressure you would not be able to fall asleep.
Look, you guys have made me voice a flower, a horse, mushrooms. I can do a war dance as a ferret. Okay, I have no shame.
We'll get there.
No.
But yeah, I will take the 10 or so minutes to cast Dream because it says you are a willing creature you touch into the trance state acting as a messenger. And then also appears in the target's dream. So I'd actually be using Dream on Muni, but I'd be sending Fitz in as the messenger.
Yes, and there's only a saving throw involved if you turn the dream into a nightmare.
Yeah, correct.
Otherwise,
Are
the
you
dream just goes
Checking the
through.
wording, Connor, because I can send the information card.
No, just give me a second.
Yeah, you did.
You know, that really makes me think, technically speaking, because even though Blues can't speak, it understands some languages, you could do sending with Blues and finally know what's on his mind.
Okay. You or a creature. Okay. I wanted to make sure it was you or you and. So, okay.
You or. I'm sending in Fitz alone.
10 minutes pass, and Dream is cast upon Fitz, and Fitz, you fall to sleep.
Oh, shoo, me.
And as you do so, you eventually will reappear. But this time, you will appear on an island. A very familiar one. One you've seen before and fought on before. One where you first met Sion Ver and were granted the partisan obsidian dominion with a volcano at the very center of it. But this time, you can see that Muzianawa is outside of the island, or as close to outside of the island as he can get. He is laying in the ocean, several miles offshore, if you were to guess. Only his head is sticking up out of the water, just barely below the chin. But even then, his head is the size of an island. He outsizes everything else around him.
He's swimming.
Fitz,
Hello.
how you been?
I've been pretty fine. Got a little bit paralyzed by a undead dragon who I think is in a cult.
These things happen.
Eh. I still think I could probably. I'm not gonna get into the fact that I think I can talk him down, but it's whatever. I tried to talk to you, and we looked in on you, and you're sleeping. So I'm here now, on behalf of the group.
Well, it's been some time since I've last had to sleep, so yes, at this
That's
point in
fair.
time, I am resting.
Yeah, why not? Dream Fitz will pull out a dream notepad of whatever the questions I wanted to ask were. Because Jill doesn't remember.
Fitz would know.
So,
And
yeah, you'll remember virtually everything. So what
Yeah.
do you want to tell him in particular? Just like about the dragon, the whole situation.
I don't know. I was going to the group and being like, "What did we want to ask?" And then nobody said anything.
Got it. Hey, group.
So
Essentially,
some details
Sick.
about Ninduth. How to strike up a deal with him for an object within its hoard.
negotiating tips for an ancient
Yeah.
dragon.
So basically, if he knows of Ninduth specifically, and otherwise, yeah, tips for getting an item from a dragon horde.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Also, I want to test something really weird.
Okay.
What happens if we go to the Mirror of Omniscience and say the dream version of Fitz as the target to spy on?
Nothing happens.
Alright. Kind of not so much testing whether or not we can go in here, but sort of testing the
You wanted to poke
boundaries
at
of-
yeah, you wanted to poke at the limits. I get it.
yeah, because that could mean it could affect other spells and such.
Since
You've questions?
I do. And also, since this is a dream, please know Fitz is wearing little swim shorts, and he's gonna also get in the water, and he's gonna float on him back while he asks questions. So the dragon that sort of paralyzed me, his name was Ninduth, I believe. Do you know anything about him?
Ninduth. No.
Yeah.
Can't say I know the name.
Got it. And then the second thing, bit of a harder one. Any tips for negotiating with perhaps a dragon to get something from their horde? That's a difficult one.
What I'd say is that we don't typically like having our stuff taken from us. We're not typically ever going to be okay with people just being given it. Which happens. You might have to fight him. Otherwise, you can make a deal with him. Maybe you could bargain with him.
I'm trying
Depends,
to
though.
think.
Is he a gem dragon?
No, I believe he was so is it silver? Silver? Silver
Metallic.
dragon. Yeah.
Metallic wagon. Nope. Metallic dragons.
Metallic wagons are kind of hard to.
Metallic wagons. Metallic
wagons.
dragons are typically willing to trade, unless they've got a job. If they have some kind of job that they're stuck on, well, that's different.
I think that might be the case.
Hmm.
So I
Also-
believe we've come to the conclusion that the cult surrounding metallic dragons is he seems to be sort of a guard left there because he's sort of half rotted, but like not really, which is kind of familiar to me, but not entirely. But he seems to be like immortal and sort of guarding this ruin or temple that we happened across. So
Where is this?
the swamp, the swamps.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. This is Birsokoi's temple, isn't it?
Seems so.
This makes more sense now. I don't think bargaining is going to work out well. That is my brother's stuff. That's his, at least the cult's stuff. And he was in charge of the cult, so therefore it is his stuff. So I don't know how well that's going to work out.
We really just need one thing out of there. Just the one. I try to use reason. I try to go in and tell the truth that we need the thing to help, and if we don't do the help, then there won't be people left. But then everything went sideways, and I got paralyzed, and
Sometimes not everything can be resolved with diplomacy. Doesn't mean you need to kill him. It's simply subdue him, put him to the point where he can't fight back. But the only other way I could see you maybe getting permission in there is if you talk to my brother.
How's your brother on the scale of like listening to reason and the truth, and also not needing me to be persuasive and charismatic?
You know
Apparently I'm
he's
not
great
those
at
things.
listening to reason and truth from
That's
dragons.
good. Well, sort of. I think if maybe I count like a little bit. If I do like
He would see you as my envoy. It's as simple as that.
Alright.
If you went to him and you said, I need to talk to you about your temple, he will see you as an envoy of me and will respect you in that sense. You can't just send him a message, though. That's not respectful. That's how he works. He does it with me, he does it with my sister. It's respect. Simple as that.
I can't imagine not being able to just send a message to my brother. Get mad at me. No offense, but dragon politics are sort of strange to me.
At this point, we're so far beyond brother and sister. Brothers and sister. We have an entire people below us that we are responsible for. We have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. We're responsible for the destruction of towns, cities. We've raised entire locations, we've built them. We're so much more than just siblings at this point. It's conversations between kings. Simple as that.
Is that a mad
Message
pigeon
to-
I hear?
Yeah. Message
Shoot
to
that fucking
Jill.
pigeon.
Get that seagull!
Maybe ask what would be the way to contact him respectfully.
I'm getting there. Give me some time.
Okay. I didn't know if you had already thought of that. I'm sorry.
As much as I don't understand the relationship there, and I doubt I ever really will, he doesn't exactly have a home address that we could perhaps send a missive to. So I'm not entirely sure what the respectful way of contacting him would be.
No, he's certainly a home address.
Should just like, send a letter?
No. You can go there, though.
Is it the swamp?
No.
Oh, thank goodness.
No. My sister took the land to the south, all the way to the south, the very south of the world. My brother took the north.
I see. Interesting.
So he is at the very center of that.
Oh. If we were to just, I don't know, use
our fancy mirror to appear there and be like, "Oh, hello. Lovely to make your acquaintance," would we immediately be smited?
If you appear
Smoke.
directly in front of him, yes, probably.
Maybe not directly in front of him, like a bit of a walk off.
That should be fine.
Okay, alright. And is it cold up there? Because I really don't like the cold.
Oh, certainly.
Oh, great, awesome.
It's very cold. The other gods had fighting in up in that way.
Ugh.
Don't know where, but there are spots where it's warmer. The cold stops. Same thing in the south. But rest of it, it's all just cold.
This is why I like the island, because it was nice and it was warm and there was
That's
water.
why I live here.
Exactly. Smart. Well, I should probably wake up. This is very nice. This water, incredible. Have a
It's the
good...
only time I get to see it.
Ugh, that is... That's sad.
With my size, if I was to emerge, I'd terrify all of you mortals.
Yeah. But you're kind, so I don't think you'd scare me, but I'm just built different.
In a way, yeah.
Okay, well, enjoy your nap. Thank you so much.
I will.
Fitz will kind of try to wake up. I don't know if he knows how to wake up.
It's just willing yourself awake.
Okay. I've tried that before in nightmares. Doesn't work.
It's different.
Doesn't work.
Insert trope. All you gotta do is wake up. What? Was it all a dream? Or was it?
And Fitz will wake back up.
That was relaxing. That was nice.
Oh, you have a nice
Relaxing.
chat.
Yeah. Was that the beach? It's floating in the water. It's very nice. Found out some information. We have to go to just a terrible place.
Hey, why is Kaz cackling?
Yeah, what's going
Why
on?
is she giggling? What's going on? Did you draw
I
his
can't-
face?
Can I?
Oh no! What happened? What happened?
Did you draw on Fitz's face?
I used my lipstick to draw on his face. So there's a dick on your forehead. Your cheek says F plus H on it.
With like a little heart.
Yeah.
Die. Die.
You know, you might not be able to kill Kaz, but you can put her in a force cage.
Get force caged, idiot.
Why?
Now who's the monkey in the cage? It's
Get
you.
force caged idiot is a great turn of
I-
phrase.
That's actually the verbal components of the spell.
They have to wait until both of Kaz's girlfriends come over. They go into Kaz's room, and Kaz is gonna get blue balled because Fitz is gonna force cage her and be like, "Get force caged, idiot!" and leave her there all
You
night.
Bitch. Hold on.
Bitch.
I feel the need to point something out. Can't you
Yeah.
reach through the bars of Force Cage?
I can make it a solid box that you cannot reach through.
Never mind, Kaz, get blue balled.
It will have air holes for Kaz to breathe. Get force caged, idiot.
No.
Just you wait. Your time will come. Your time. You'll get what's yours.
It's a
What's
prank
coming
war.
here.
It's a prank war, my brother.
Prank War Part 2, Campaign 2. This time more violent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
Fitz will just,
100% more stranglings.
yeah. Very like Homer Simpson, Bart Simpson strangling. Yeah, Fitz will wake up, and Fitz is like totally like boneless, like just relaxed. It's like, oh, that was fantastic. Yeah, I learned a lot actually from uni. Weirdly, he agreed that I'm built different. So, jot that down, everyone. I am built different.
Of course.
Does that mean that you did not have a chance of convincing the dragon?
Well, I don't know about all that. I mean, I'm sure that there was probably a chance, but you know, it's
Inside check.
We didn't talk about that, so I don't know. Do you need an insight check for this?
As long as
No.
she does a nat 1.
There's still a chance.
I was gonna say, as long as you get over a nat 1, bud, like, duh. Fitz is
Fitz is a terrible
Yeah.
liar.
We didn't talk about that.
Hey Fitz,
Yeah.
have we told you lately you're a terrible liar?
Not lately, but I would appreciate if you could not say it, right now and say it when I'm gone. So that I could spare myself the embarrassment. Thank you.
Fair enough.
So we talked about that, and, we might have to go to the north. And I don't mean North Ekis. I mean capital T, capital N, the north. To have a sort of an audience with the god of chromatic dragons. We cannot simply
Metallic.
just talk metallic, sorry. The god of metallic dragons, because we can't simply talk to him because that is disrespectful and we will get smited, smoted, whatever. Trading seems to be perhaps our it would have been our best idea had Ninduth not been basically hired to protect all that stuff, because that stuff belongs to Beanie's brother, the big one.
So we need to go higher up the chain, basically, if we want to trade.
Basically.
Need to
Yeah.
speak to the manager.
And great news, he only respects dragons, really, and I would be seen as an envoy.
Oh,
So-
well, that's good.
Jot that down
Yes.
onto my resume.
Then
It
you
might be
have
worth
to
a
do the
shot.
convincing.
And apparently, he really respects the truth, so ha! Ha! To all of you, I laugh. In your faces.
Well,
It's the truth.
there's stuff on your face, I guess.
Yeah, you got.
Oh, what did I drool? What did I?
Well, I'll move Fitz to the mirror without turning it off, so it's like an actual mirror.
Yes.
Interesting.
Are we supposed to bring a gift for this meeting?
I don't know. Hold that thought. Kaz, come here.
I'm going.
You're running?
I'm running.
Fitz is not gonna catch you, but Fitz is pursuing.
You can try.
He is
Madden.
pursuing.
As Kaz is 3 flights up the staircase and Fitz is 1 step up and we're in the middle, like... So about the rest of the information that you uncovered.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's a lot of information. Oh my god. How is she so fast? Why is she so... Ugh. Hold on, I'll be right back down. And Fitz will come back down after going up like 3 flights of fucking stairs. Then he'll relay the rest of the information in a similar fashion.
So sounds like we don't need a gift, but
We might need to do a favor.
or at least we need to make a really good argument.
Mhm.
This is basically it boils down to perhaps we'll need to put up a strong argument as to why we need the item or spell that will
Mm-hmm.
temporarily trap a target.
This is also his direct son we're planning on trapping, so we need to be careful.
That's also true.
Yeah.
But
Boss.
So,
I don't know if this is in character or out of character, this conversation we're having, but I think that he'll understand why we're doing it. As long as we aren't like, we gotta kill him. But, like, we're just
Yes.
gonna kind of trap him, and you can maybe talk to him about, not
we just want to put him in timeout.
raising
He's
kinda
towns.
naughty.
the avoidance of violence is perhaps the strongest talking point that we'd
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't want to kill him. We just
So-
want him to stop killing people.
Though creatures like that do tend to have a means of resisting magic, so we might have to do a little bit of fighting in order to.
Yeah,
Remove
but like as
those.
long as we don't kill him, then he can take it.
I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I don't know if we could fight him. The cracked brass dragon? It was sort of extremely terrifying.
Yeah, but like we could whittle him down a little bit, maybe.
Yeah. Find some weakness that can be exploited.
Please know that when the conversation is over, Fitz is going to go to Kaz's room and wipe his face all over her pillowcase.
Wow.
Well, I'm not gonna be able to catch you, so there you go. And he's gonna make sure that when he wipes the dick off of his forehead, he does an imprint of the dick, so that there is just a dick drawn on her pillow, and the rest of it is just kind of smears.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let the war games begin.
In fairness, you did start this.
You've done this. You've now hit me 2 times today. Fitz has retaliated once. Can't believe you've done this.
Can't believe you've done this. Fuck.
Getting just punched in the face. Can't believe you've done this.
And the rest of us are only going to step in if it turns to critical violence. We'll probably allow a light amount of violence.
Lighter violence.
Again,
Yeah.
just
A
wait.
taste.
A
A
small
tasteful amount of violence.
Yeah.
I'm
A
gonna force
non-critical
cage you.
stab wound.
When you least expect it, Kaz is getting force caged.
The fuck?
It's harmless.
Midway
You'll
through a
just be
fight.
stuck. No, well,
No. What I imagine is next time we're in a town or something and Fitz is like preparing to teleport everyone back and force cage and then teleport everyone back.
good luck walking back to the car. Bye. No, that's too mean. Fitz's idea of mean is just like a slight inconvenience.
What's gonna happen is that if you force cage her, I'll put her in the mask form and be like, "Hey, buddy, I don't know why you trapped me in here."
But
Oh, Oro, where did you come? I'm so sorry.
So that was meant for Kaz. My
It's
God.
okay, I don't know how that. You must have like a weird hat trick.
That's a level of evil ungodly.
The worst part is that Jill would have no choice but to play along with it too.
I know.
The-
I know.
Here's the other thing. It would work on Fitz. It might not work on someone else because someone else might be. Well, you were clearly implicit in this prank, so you'll get punished anyways. And when we find Kaz, we'll get her next time. Fitz would definitely be like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry."
I'm so sorry. It's totally my bad.
Goodness.
He's so kind, and you're so mean to him.
That
Oh,
Well, he
okay.
needs to stop being a pussy.
He doesn't do anything bad. Fitz never done anything bad his whole life.
Except be a pussy.
Maybe so.
So, you guys come to a rough conclusion of what you're going to be doing next, and that is where we'll be wrapping up for today's session. Thank you all so very much for being here. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Special thanks to my friends for being here with me. Jolly, Jess, Jill, Becca, and Cody. Michelle's with us in spirit. But with all that said, we'll be ending the stream here. Say bye, stream.
Better.
Ice cream.
Bye, stream.